Hello, this is kind of a devlog for a game project I'm working on in GB Studio. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a modern tool for making Game Boy games that you can run on emulators, or if you really want to put in the work, you can export it onto a cartridge and run it on your actual Game Boy. Um, I've only just started this one. I had a project I was working on a while ago, but I kind of lost interest in it. And then I wanted to make one where I only use assets I made myself, which is kind of hard for me since I'm not super experienced with art. I have some practice making music, and I've been interested in game design and stuff like that for a long time. But this part is definitely really hard for me. So far, I have just some basic like diamond tiles where it's blended, just grass, and there's more simple textures that it blends in the corner, and there's that texture again, but with some flowers. And then I have a dirt tile. This is the more complex one. And then these are some simpler variations, kind of like that grass one up there. And this took me a really long time. This is a tree. And there are two different ones because with Game Boy games, you can only have four colors in a color palette, which makes a whole bunch of different problems when you're trying to create like complex shading, like on a tree, where you have to have all the different layers and stuff. You have to find ways to blend with tiny little pixel shapes, which I didn't come up with myself. I just followed someone's tutorial. But what that means is stuff like the edge of the tree right here, where it's the kind of dark green, is also the same color as the grass. So if I just put this this tree on top of the grass, it's gonna just blend together, and then the edge of the tree will look really blurry. So you have to compromise between like consistency and the shading because there shouldn't really be shadows up here, but I chose to put an outline there so that when I put it over this dark green background, the edges of the leaves don't merge with it, so you can still see it as a distinct shape, which is, you know, better at least, even though it's not optimal. It's not really just four colors, though. You can apply different color palettes, which you might think would solve this problem, but you can only apply them in at the smallest size is like an 8 by 8 pixel square, so I wouldn't be able to perfectly cover all of the edges. There would either be parts of the ground that were filled in with the wrong color, parts of the tree that were filled in with the wrong color, because it would just be like a square like that. So I'm not going to do that. I've been working on this for a couple days. I have some basic story ideas written down and kind of a plot. It's not really fleshed out at all. I had a whole bunch of progress in the other game I was working on, which is more of a sci-fi game. But like I said, I kind of lost interest in that, and also it kind of got really complicated, and I wasn't looking forward to making combat systems and stuff like that. I was having. It's not necessarily that it was like too complicated, but I didn't really. I don't know. I just didn't want to make that kind of game. I wanted to make something more story based because that's what I enjoyed making of that game. And I also wanted to start from scratch using my own assets because in the other game I barely used any of my own. And it's kind of just a fun thing to like be able to do all the different things. If I make any more progress, I might make a more substantial kind of devlog. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. All right.